a fictional story, created with assistance by Storytime. Title: Unbreakable, A Mother's Courage. Part 1. In the heart of a bustling city lived a woman named Sarah, a devoted mother to her 3 young children, Emily, Jack, and Lily. Sarah was a resilient soul, having faced hardships in her past that had sculpted her into a woman of unwavering strength and courage. One fateful evening, as Sarah returned home from work, she noticed a shadowy figure lurking in the alley beside her apartment building. Instinctively, she quickened her pace, her heart pounding with unease. But before she could reach safety, strong arms enveloped her, dragging her into the darkness. Sarah found herself trapped, her senses overwhelmed with fear. Yet, deep within her, a fierce determination ignited. She knew she had to survive for the sake of her children. In the claustrophobic confines of her captor's lair, Sarah's mind raced with plans for escape. She observed her surroundings keenly, storing away every detail, every sound, every possible avenue of freedom. Days turned into nights, and Sarah endured unimaginable trials at the hands of her captor. Yet, she refused to succumb to despair. With each passing moment, her resolve strengthened, fueled by the thought of her children waiting for her at home. Then, one day, an opportunity presented itself. As her captor momentarily let his guard down, Sarah seized her chance, delivering a swift and decisive blow that sent him reeling. With adrenaline coursing through her veins, she broke free from her shackles and raced towards the light of day. But Sarah's ordeal was far from over. As she stumbled out into the street, she stumbled upon a harrowing scene. 3 children, trapped in a burning building, their cries for help echoing through the air. Without hesitation, Sarah sprang into action. Drawing upon reserves of strength she never knew she had, she rushed into the inferno, her lungs burning with each breath. Ignoring the searing heat and choking smoke, she located the children and guided them to safety, her maternal instincts driving her forward even in the face of mortal danger. As the flames were extinguished and the smoke cleared, Sarah emerged from the wreckage, her body battered and bruised, but her spirit unbroken. She had not only survived her own ordeal, but had also saved the lives of 3 innocent souls. But the true testament to Sarah's courage lay not in her actions that day, but in the love that sustained her through the darkest of times. For in the end, it was her unwavering devotion to her children that gave her the strength to overcome even the greatest of trials. Part 2. In the aftermath of the harrowing events, Sarah's story reverberated through the city, inspiring awe and admiration in all who heard it. Despite her newfound fame, Sarah remained humble, her thoughts ever focused on her children and their future. As the days passed, Sarah's wounds began to heal, both physical and emotional. Yet, the memories of her ordeal lingered, a constant reminder of the fragility of life and the strength of the human spirit. Meanwhile, the children Sarah had rescued found themselves in a world forever changed by their brush with death. Bound by a shared experience, they formed a bond that transcended words, finding solace and strength in each other's presence. But amidst the triumph of survival, a shadow loomed on the horizon. Sarah's captor, thwarted but not defeated, remained at large, his thirst for revenge festering like a wound left untended. Determined to protect her family, Sarah took measures to ensure their safety, never allowing fear to dictate her actions. With the support of her loved ones and the newfound allies she had gained, she faced each day with courage and resilience, refusing to be cowed by the specter of her past. As time passed, the wounds of the past began to fade, replaced by a sense of hope and renewal. Sarah and her children forged ahead, their bond stronger than ever, united in their determination to embrace life to the fullest. For Sarah knew that true strength lay not in the absence of fear, but in the courage to face it head-on, to rise above adversity and emerge victorious on the other side. And in that realization, she found a sense of peace, knowing that no matter what challenges lay ahead, she would face them with unwavering resolve, guided by the love that had carried her through the darkest of times. Part 3. As the days turned into weeks and the weeks into months, Sarah and her children began to rebuild their lives, their days filled with laughter and love, their nights no longer haunted by the specter of their past ordeal. Yet, lurking in the shadows, unseen and unheard, their captor bided his time, nursing his wounds and nurturing his hatred. Then, one fateful day, as Sarah walked hand in hand with her children through the bustling streets of the city, she felt a chill run down her spine, a sense of foreboding that she could not shake. Glancing nervously over her shoulder, she saw nothing but the faces of strangers, their eyes indifferent to her fears. But Sarah knew better than to trust in appearances. Instinctively, she tightened her grip on her children's hands, her senses on high alert as they made their way home. It was dusk when they reached their apartment building, the fading light casting long shadows across the pavement. As Sarah fumbled for her keys, a voice shattered the silence, icy and menacing in its tone. "Well, well, well, look what we have here." Sarah's heart skipped a beat as she turned to face her captor, his presence casting a pall of fear over her family. Yet, even in the face of danger, she refused to cower, her gaze steady and unwavering as she met his eyes. "You thought you could escape me, didn't you?" he sneered, his voice dripping with malice. "But I always get what's mine in the end." But Sarah was no longer the frightened woman he had once held captive. She was a mother, a warrior, a force to be reckoned with. And as she stood before him, her children huddled close behind her, she felt a surge of strength unlike anything she had ever known. With a steely resolve, Sarah squared her shoulders and faced her captor head-on, her voice ringing clear and defiant in the gathering darkness. "You may have taken us once, but you will never break us again. We are stronger now, united in love and courage. And no matter what you do, we will never let fear rule our lives again." With that, Sarah turned on her heel and led her children into the safety of their home, leaving their captor standing alone in the fading light, his threats swallowed by the echoes of their defiance. For in that moment, Sarah knew that no matter what trials lay ahead, she and her children would face them together, their bond unbreakable, their spirits indomitable. And in that realization, she found a strength that no darkness could ever hope to extinguish.